Him.
Good boy.
Hey guys, I am hanging out in Georgia at Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary, and I'm hanging out with Allison right here. And who do we have right here?
This is Doc. Doc's a Bengal tiger. He is about 7 years old, and he's our biggest tiger. He weighs over 500 pounds. His last weight was 520.
520 pounds?
Hi. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. I love you.
So what do you got in there?
This is Doc's supper for tonight. It's a mixture of raw meat, and then we put his Big Cat supplement on it. This is about 20 pounds, about 15 to 20 pounds, and depending on the day of the week and the time of year, the Big Cats either eat every day or every other day.
All right, so what are you doing now?
We're gonna feed Doc, and we feed the Big Cats and all of our animals actually in different ways. We like to mix it up for them so that their life doesn't get boring and the same old, same old. Sometimes we feed them in their catch pen, sometimes we hide it out here. And one thing he loves in the warmer months is we'll put it in and around the stream.
In and around the stream,
because
so right down in there.
In the wild, tigers would naturally take their prey from water. A lot of times the deer and the antelope over where they're native to will run into the ponds and the rivers and the lakes to seek safety, not realizing that a tiger is an excellent swimmer and will go right in after them.
Right in after. And you're simulating this right here.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so this will also make it so he has to use his nose a little bit instead of just having everything plop down right in front of him.
So he actually has to use his abilities.
Right.
That's awesome. In a way, it makes him work harder, but it's still awesome, right?
Yeah, and and we might think that's mean because he's having to work for his food, but in captivity, if these wild animals get bored, that leads to stereotypic behaviors like pacing or over-grooming themselves, because in the wild, they're meant to walk miles and miles and miles and hunt and use their brains and their bodies, and in a cage, we just can't replicate that, to the same degree. So we try and do our best.
Whatever you can to do
exactly.
that,
Yeah, we try and do our best.
Here's a cool thing, guys. He's got an amazing enclosure. He's got a really big place to walk around, and he's got a full stream down there. It's a natural stream that you can actually get in. Come on, man, it's still down there, dude. Look at that tail! Whoa! Ooh. So what's his story?
Doc came to us from a private breeding facility out west, and this place breeds a lot of big cats, a lot of bears, a lot of wolves, and they use them for the cub petting industry. So you can go there and pay, I think it's $20, $25, and you can feed them a bottle and have your picture taken. And for animal lovers, that sounds like a dream, because it'd be so much fun.
Because you get to interact with.
I mean, who doesn't want to hold a baby tiger and feed it a bottle? I mean, but
there's a dark side.
Exactly. So what people don't realize is, once these cubs reach about 12 weeks old, it's no longer legal for them to have contact with the public, and so they're considered disposable because they no longer make money for these facilities. Sometimes they're euthanized, sometimes they're sold illegally, traded around to other private breeding facilities with no regard to who's going to reproduce with who for their genetics. They're really just used to make money. They're even taxidermied or even sold on the black market for their meat, and for their tiger bone wine is a big thing. I know that sounds bizarre.
Tiger bone wine?
Yes, tiger bone wine.
What is that?
It's kind of like a luxury item. It's thought to be aphrodisiac, which is bizarre. But people over in China are actually farming tigers, kind of like we farm
Just for
cattle
that?
here. Yes, yes.
What?
So it's kind of infiltrated into the U.S. and if you have a lot of money, I guess you want some tiger bone wine. I think it's disgusting and horrific, but you know.
How tall do you think he is?
God, standing on his hind legs, I have no idea.
Maybe 9 feet?
I would say so, probably. Yeah, so then we always end it with him not having to work for anything. I don't want him to get food aggressive, so he just gets the nice big piece just
Right at the end.
for being himself. Being his awesome self. Good boy. Good boy.
So what's her name?
This is Anna Lou. She's a 5-year-old grizzly bear. And she has a story similar to a lot of our bears and big cats. She came from a small breeding facility. She was actually taken to nursing homes, and you could spend the night with her, which is, you know, absolutely unacceptable, unhealthy, and dangerous for the public. Even when bear cubs are, you know, little bitty guys, just maybe 10 pounds, they can still do some real damage with their claws, with their teeth. You know, not to mention their immune systems aren't fully developed, so you definitely don't want to be taking baby animals out into the public. But that's what these people did. And once they got too big, then
They just discard it. It's like, oh, you're cute,
yep.
now you're too big for us, and we just want to get rid of you.
Yep. Yeah, and so what we try and do...
And that's the most horrible thing. So it's like they make the money off of it, but then
Exactly.
afterward, they're not willing to take the commitment of
Exactly.
having that big animal.
Exactly. And so what we try and do is we don't really want to be a dumping ground for places like the place that had Anna Lou, because we don't want for them to think, oh, well, I can just breed these animals, make some money, and then I'll dump them on Noah's Ark, and Noah's Ark can, you know, foot the bill for the rest of their lives, because these guys live to be 30 years old, and it costs about $10,000 a year to properly
And how many
feed a
months of their
bear.
lives can they be pet?
Legally, from 8 to 12 weeks old.
Yeah.
They can have contact with the public. So, but we try and only take animals from places that have committed to no longer breeding them, because we, you know, like I said, we don't want to be a dumping ground and just, in a way, keep that cycle going.
Yeah. Oh, but she's so cute.
So right now she's running through a lot of her behaviors. I don't have a treat for her. I know, you're a very good girl. So she's kind of running through a lot of her behaviors, seeing if she can do something.
And she's trying to convince you to give her a treat? Oh.
That wonderful grizzly bear nose. Yeah, so the behaviors that they do, it's not like tricks that we train them to do for fun. We train them to do things like present the top of their head, line their body up with a fence so we can give them an injection. They stand up and lift their arms over their heads.
So these are all useful things. They might even have fun doing them, but they're all don't tell them. Don't tell them that there's a reason. They might.
As long as there's food involved, she's happy. Bears are very, very easy to train. They're very smart animals, and they're very food motivated. That's why they always get into trouble in the wild, breaking into people's campsites and their cars and such, because if they can smell something, they're gonna get it.
So one really cool thing about this place is, how much does it cost to get in here?
Zero.
Zero. If you are in the Georgia area, you're not very far from Atlanta.
That's right. We're about 35 minutes south of Atlanta.
And all your admission is free?
That's right. We run
Schools
entirely
come
after
here,
donations.
groups come here.
Yep, we have at least 500 school-age kids from, you know, local daycare centers, churches, schools. They come every week. We don't charge any admission. It's a self-guided tour. So just checking out the Welcome Center, they'll give you a map and you walk around. And
so all the money that they're making is from donations, from people that care about these animals, want to take care of these animals. You guys got a website?
We do. It's noahs-ark.org.
noahsark.org. You guys can go online and donate to help some of these guys.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can sponsor one of our animals. We have most of our animals up on the website, so you can sponsor them for a day or a week, and you can buy them toys online. And then we also have an Amazon wish list, and we put everything on there.
So items that they might need.
Yeah,
they
like
this. Amazon wish. I've seen people when they do like weddings and different things, they do Amazon wish list.
Absolutely.
But the tigers have an Amazon wish?
Absolutely. We put our fly spray on there. We put the chains to clip the gate shut on there. We put lawn mowers. We put everything on there.
Awesome. So
Yep.
guys, make sure you follow them. You guys got a Facebook page too?
Yes, it's Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary.
Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary, and that
Yep.
will be tagged also in this episode, so you can go out and follow it right off. Just click. You can just
Awesome.
click.
Yes,
Go,
please.
click,
Thank
click,
you.
guys.